In the major scale module, we explored thirds, fifths, and sixths, the interval colors that turned scales into more interesting melodies and harmony. In minor, we're going to do the same thing with the thirds, fifths, and sixths. Now, before I continue, let me give us a reminder of that term diatonic. Diatonic means staying inside the scale. For example, in C minor scale, if we were to move up third from the note C, it would be E flat. That's what we call minor third. Or you could think in 3 half steps. And that creates this somber mood. A third from the note D would be F. That would be considered major third, which means it's 4 half steps apart. And that results in a brighter tone. That contrast is what makes these intervals sound rich. And same applies to the fifth interval and sixth interval. When we explored the thirds, the C will be paired with E flat, D will be paired with F, E flat will be paired with G, then F will be paired with A flat, G will be paired with B flat, A flat will be paired with C, and lastly, B flat will be paired with D. Let's take a look at how those sound on the guitar. You could also imagine the thirds anchor to anchor. That would sound something like this. When you approach the thirds, you could approach it with hybrid picking. I personally prefer hybrid picking when I play horizontally, whereas when you play anchor to anchor, it's nice to play just alternate picking, and it gives a different texture and different angle to playing the thirds. Moving on to the fifths. Fifth interval in minor still carry that strong and gritty nature. They're often really good to hybrid pick, and you could even alternate pick. And just to give you an example, if I were to play horizontally, the fifth using hybrid picking sounds something like this. And you could definitely play the fifth anchor to anchor, a single note at a time. And that will sound something like this. This one for me, it feels very bouncy and angular, just because the fifth interval has more distance between them. So definitely try this for yourself. It's got a cool sound. Then moving on to the sixth interval. Sixth intervals are the bittersweet in minor. If I were to play horizontally, it would sound something like this. And you could imagine this in different string set. You could go from low E string to D string, A string to G string, and so forth, so on. And you can also imagine sixth anchor to anchor, and it definitely gives you a different framework of the fretboard. And just to give you an idea, it will go something like this. For a close skill practice on this lesson, drill the thirds, fifths, and sixths both horizontally and anchor to anchor. When you play horizontally, I highly recommend try hybrid picking. Then when you do anchor to anchor, try alternate picking. When it comes to close skill practice, focus on accuracy and consistency. When you get to the open scale practice, use the backing track. The backing track is roughly 2 minutes, so you could imagine a minute segment. The first minute, you could perhaps improvise with thirds. Here again, use those expression techniques, hammer-ons, pull-offs, and hybrid picking, and try it, experiment for yourself. For the second minute, you could switch to perhaps fifth interval or sixth interval, or you could use both. Here, definitely try playing double stops, use those slides, and include those vibratos as part of your expression techniques. Each interval paints a different color. The thirds connect nicely well together. The fifths have a really grounding and strong feel. And the sixth have a very singing-like quality. So definitely explore all these three for yourself and take whatever you can and make them your own. And definitely practice all these three intervals and try to make it your own. Just to recap, here are the assignments for this lesson. Practice thirds, fifths, sixths horizontally and anchor to anchor every time you get a chance. Then with the backing track, use those intervals to make your phrases sound a bit more colorful and musical. And don't forget to use expression techniques with all these intervals. Those are hammer-ons, pull-offs, slides, bends, and vibrato. And once you get comfortable with these, the minor scale stops being just notes and they become a vocabulary of melodies.